If you've been on social media lately, or even if you've watched the news, you may have heard of some of these outrageous things that people have done on a cruise. Hi there, I'm Ilana from the website lifewellcruise.com. Welcome back to my channel. Now, recently we have heard and seen, well, people do some pretty crazy, outrageous things on cruises, post it even on their own social media, and of course, get caught. Now, beyond the one that's getting a lot of attention right now for good reason, I've been collecting some of the different stories that have come up on social media and in the news over the last few months. And I also asked in the Lifewell Cruise Facebook community, I asked other cruisers, what are the most outrageous things that you've seen happen on a cruise? Now, I think it goes without saying that you should never do any of these things on a cruise, because some of them can actually get you kicked off, can get you banned for life, can even get you arrested. But some of these things can be just downright embarrassing and probably can happen to any of us. Now, before I get started, I did want to mention that if you like this video, if you find it helpful, informative, or enjoyable in any way, then please do give this video a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Let's get started. Number one, you cannot go fishing on a cruise. So of course you can go fishing on a cruise, you can do a fishing excursion, but you cannot fish off your cruise ship balcony. However, there were cruise passengers that actually did this. It seems like they did this on a Carnival cruise. Now, you may have heard this story, but basically what these people did is they didn't bring a fishing rod, I understand. I think they brought a fishing line and a hook, and they actually did, while the cruise ship was in port, they actually did go fishing from their balcony. It seems like they did catch a fish. I don't know what they did with the fish after, but they did post it on social media. And while I have to admit, it is a pretty funny story, the cruise line didn't take it as a joke at all. And Carnival ambassador John Heald did post on his Facebook page that this passenger was banned from the cruise line. Number two, you cannot bring your mattress onto the cruise ship balcony. Now, just to mention, if you do want to sleep outdoors on your balcony at night, you are able to do that. However, what you're not able to do is take your whole bed out on the balcony. But apparently that is what a cruise passenger did. They did post it on their own social media accounts. My understanding is to maybe show their friends or their followers how big their balcony really was and how they had been sleeping out there at night and having the absolute best sleep. But this is something that I also did see addressed on John Heald's Facebook page, where he did say that it's great that the balconies are so big, but the fact is that the mattresses aren't meant to be transported onto the balcony. And when you think even about hygiene or mold because of the moisture, all of that is just not a good idea. Number three, it's not a very good idea to heckle the cruise ship comedians, well, for a couple of reasons. But firstly, as it relates to social media, well, there was a channel, and they're a bit of a prank channel. They're called the Nelk Boys. Well, they were on a cruise ship, I guess about a year or more ago. And what happened was they were pulling a whole bunch of different pranks on the cruise ship. And the final straw seemed to be when they heckled the comedian, the cruise director, and the captain. And yes, they were actually kicked off the cruise ship. Now, in this case, this may have actually been what they wanted, but for the rest of us, we really shouldn't heckle the comedians. Now, we're not going to get kicked off of the cruise ship, I don't think. However, I was recently talking to a comedian when we were in one of the ports of call, and something that this person let me know was that when people heckle the comedians, it really actually throws them off their game. They said they absolutely hate it. Now, they did say there is a difference when the comedian actually kind of picks on you or jokes with you. They're looking for that banter or that audience participation. But when they have audience members just call out, it really is kind of obnoxious, and it really does throw off their game and kind of ruin the show for everyone. Number four, now moving away from social media for just a moment to something that is embarrassing, but I think honestly can happen to any of us. It is forgetting to put the do not disturb sign on your cabin door. Now, on many cruise ships, the cabin attendants rely on a do not disturb sign or a sign that says to make up the room to know if you're in the cabin or not. But if you do not put a sign, well, they can just do a little knock, and oftentimes they may just walk right in. Now, it has happened to us before where the cabin attendant has sort of just walked right in. Now, as it happens, we've always been dressed. However, there was a very funny story shared, and I'll share the gist of it. Basically, there was a couple in the cabin. The husband ended up leaving the cabin while the wife went to take a shower. A couple of minutes later, she heard a little knock at the door, so she thought it was her husband returning. Perhaps he didn't have his cruise card, so she walked out not dressed, out of the bathroom door to come face to face with the cabin attendant. Now, needless to say, they were both mortified, but there is a moral to the story here, and that is to make sure that you put your do not disturb sign on your door before you go and take a shower or anything else in the cabin. Number 5, now these are actually things you can't do on a cruise ship that have been witnessed by people and easily could go up on social media even if you don't want them to. So you cannot skinny dip in any of the cruise ship pools. And when it comes to the showers at any of those outdoor pools, of course, those are meant to keep your clothes on. Yes, people have seen people actually strip naked to go into those showers and have to be told by a crew member to put their clothing back on. Now, similarly, you cannot sunbathe in the nude. When it comes to those glass elevators that are sometimes on cruise ships, well, you want to kind of watch the public displays of affection because everybody can see you. And by the way, even if those elevators are not glass, just something to mention is there are cameras all around the cruise ship, so you are never really alone. Number 6, you cannot bring the furniture from the public areas on the cruise ship to your cruise ship cabin. Now, yes, I was shaking my head on this one when I did see it on social media, but there was somebody who did bring the cruise ship deck chairs or the lounge chairs to the cruise cabin, and their cabin attendant found it and had to remove it. Truthfully, when I hear some of these stories, I genuinely feel bad for the crew. Number 7, you cannot intentionally jump off the cruise ship. Now, of course, this should go without saying. It's actually super dangerous, but there have been cases of people jumping off a cruise ship and actually filming it to put it on social media. Now, in one very highly publicized case, that person was actually banned from the cruise line for life. Number 7, you should never climb on the railings of a cruise ship for any reason. So whether it's to take a photo to post it on social media, that's honestly like the worst reason, but for any reason, there actually have been cases of people that have climbed over the balcony and have sadly like fallen to their death. So it is really obviously very dangerous, but there have been cases of people sitting or even standing on cruise ship balcony railings, posting it on social media, and the cruise line saying that they have actually kicked those people off the cruise ship. You cannot throw the patio furniture off a cruise ship. Now, of course, this goes without saying, but just because we shouldn't do it doesn't mean that some people haven't done it and posted it on social media. So of course you cannot throw anything off a cruise ship. So whether it's furniture or cutlery or anything else, not only does it pollute the ocean and it's dangerous, but truthfully, cruise lines take this very seriously and there are harsh consequences. Over consuming alcohol on a cruise ship. Now, honestly, nothing good can happen from over consuming alcohol on a cruise ship. And there are many stories of things really kind of getting out of hand. So from fights and brawls between strangers and even couples, to injuries when somebody falls down drunk, to causing a panic on the cruise ship when somebody falls asleep drunk in somebody else's cabin and doesn't return to their own. And the cruise ship genuinely has concerns that that person may have gone overboard. 2 embarrassing outbursts that many of us have witnessed on a cruise. And these days, when everybody has a camera and a social media account, you may end up being more famous than you wanted to be after this cruise. Now, please let me know, what are some of the outrageous things that you've seen people do on a cruise, or maybe that you've done yourself? Please let me know down in the comments below. I hope that you enjoyed this lighthearted video. If you did, please do give it a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Bye for now, and happy cruising.